Campeonato. So close in San Marino. Is this the day? No mechanical interruptions this time, please. The European time trial champion on the stage. So then, time to have a serious look at this. There's been a lot of guys just getting around today, finishing as Sean was saying. This is Victor Campeonato. But I think we're going to have a better time when this man comes across. Victor Campeonato. You would imagine if all is going well, he should be the fastest at the intermediate time check. 1 kilometre to go for Victor Campeonato. The time to beat 22 minutes 18 seconds, and he went through there with just over 21 minutes on the clock. Sean Bennett at the intermediate time check in the meantime in 10th place provisionally, 1 minute and 1 second down. But we are watching Campeonato come into the final run into the arena. His Giro d'Italia is about to end, but is it going to end with a stage victory? We've got a long way to find out, but he should be about to take the hot seat if he can produce the same power he's been doing on the way through. 22 minutes, 18 seconds set by Josef Czerny, but here's the man to challenge him. Effort face on, giving it absolutely everything. 21:49, it ticks by as he finally enters the last couple of 100 metres now. Onto the cobbles he goes. That bike bouncing up and down as he mashes the pedals on the way through. The European champion coming home in Verona after 3 tough, difficult, trying, testing weeks. He's going to set the new fastest time. 22:11, beats it by only 7 seconds with an average speed of just under 46 kilometers per hour. The question now remains, will that be good enough to take the win? Hager in the red, looking to try and bring some unlikely glory for Sunweb. Not favourites to take this stage, although he has put a good time in at the 9.5 kilometre mark. Now then, Chad Hager, what have you got? Just a handful of seconds at the halfway point, and this looks very good. This looks very good indeed. He's into the final 300 metres here. The time is ticking on. He's already onto the cobbles. Could he beat the European champion? Victor Campeonato setting a best time of 22 minutes, 11 seconds. It's a big ask as the clock ticks by, but Hager's going to give it his all, but he's going to do it. Hager is going to do it. Oh, the European champion's beaten. Throw those predictions out the window. Chad Hager sets the fastest time here in Verona. 22:07, and all the talk of what a Grand Tour might do for you, how it levels the playing field in time trialling. We know that Chad Hager is decent at this, but today he has beaten one of the very best, and Sean Kelly is the big surprise, the new leader. Primož Roglič about to become a father for the first time. His big sporting endeavour for May is about to finish here. He was coming here looking for the pink jersey. He starts the day in 3rd place. Primož Roglič needing to make up 23 seconds now on Mikel Landa to move from 4th to 3rd and to finish on the podium of a Grand Tour. Time ticks down for Mikel Landa. Once previously a finisher on the podium of a Grand Tour. 3rd 4 years ago at this very Giro d'Italia. He needs the time trial of his life if he's to hold on today. The Shark, 2nd overall in the Giro d'Italia at the moment. Can he hang on? Final countdown for the man who came here looking for the big glory. 1 minute 54 to make up. Sometimes dreams come true. He will have been hoping last night, against all hope, that something special could happen. Richard Carapaz, the whole of Ecuador is watching. 17 kilometres to ride for glory. 17 kilometres to become a legend. 17 kilometres to win the Giro d'Italia. Back with Roglič. Pumping away there and gaining 12 seconds at the moment. Just over halfway still to go. Is he gaining enough time? Of course, this is the time on the climb where you'd expect Landa to be strong as well. 8.8 kilometers to go, 17 to ride in total. It's not in the bag yet, is it? Primož Roglic might need to start thinking about taking as many risks as possible, because he's only pulling out 14 seconds on Mikel Landa. Landa himself coming up to the time check. Chad Hager looking on. Is it going to be Grand Tour stage win number 1? Now, how's Vincenzo Nibali getting on? The shark has bitten and bitten and bitten over the 3 weeks. Primož Roglic. Chased on by Mikel Landa. At the last check we had at the top of that hill, there were 20 seconds between the two. 23 seconds need to change. It's going to be so tight.
Yes, it's going to be real tight for the third place on the podium, and we can see there's Primož Roglic there. He's pushing on big time, but Landa also, he's going to fight all the way to the line there. Will he be able to just hold on? It will be only a matter of seconds.
Maybe we misjudged it. Maybe Landa was supremely confident. That's why he had his feet up at the start. Whatever happens, it's been such a combative Giro d'Italia from Primož Roglic, but he's not going to take the stage today. And unless anybody puts in something better, the man on the right-hand side, delighted as he is, he's going to take his first Grand Tour stage win. Roglic, though, protagonist from start to finish. He was pretty in pink for 5 whole days, but the Jumbo-Visma man fell away in the final week. Roglic is going to come across the line as quick as he can, and it's going to be a nervous wait to see if he can better Landa. Roglic across the line, 22:33. 22:33, the time put down by Primož Roglic. 22:56 is what Landa has to finish inside. 22:40 is now on the watch. He's giving it everything right to the line. Mikel Landa needs to get over in 10 seconds from here. Onto the cobbles he comes again, but I think it's going to be heartbreak, I'm afraid. Mikel Landa gave it all yesterday, but he's just going to fall short. It's a podium for Primož Roglic in a Grand Tour for the first time, and Mikel Landa's going to have to make do with 4th. Falls off the podium on the final day. It's been a brilliant, courageous ride from the Basque man, but 3rd place will go to the Slovenian. Nibali 700 metres from the end of 3 weeks, and Hager cannot watch. Hager cannot watch. It's a first stage win in a Grand Tour that's about to go to him, and I think now he will realise. 500 metres for Nibali. It's not going to be a stage win for him. It's going to be a win for Chad Hager for the first time in his career at a Grand Tour. A hugely special ride that he's taken 2 weeks to build up for. But for Vincenzo Nibali, he came, he gave his all, he attacked time after time, and it's going to be a solid 2nd place finish in the Giro d'Italia. Back to the city where he first stepped on the podium at a Grand Tour, and he's done it again. 2nd place for Vincenzo Nibali. Just over 100 metres to go. Pretty in pink, and he's going to pull on the Maglia Rosa to finish this Giro d'Italia. In the city of Romeo and Juliet, the Latin American love story with the Giro d'Italia continues. Richard Carapaz wins the 102nd Giro d'Italia. And for the first time in 5 years, Movistar have the title back. It's a hugely special moment. It's a moment that's made history. And he enters the Gladiators Arena as the biggest, best and most consistent of them all. Sean Kelly, what a champion.
Well, what a race he's had, and you know, the way he's been riding this race, for somebody who hasn't been in the position before, he's never put a foot wrong. Tactically, oh, he's been perfect, and that's something when you're carrying the race leadership in a 3-week race, it's difficult to always get it right tactically, because you know you haven't got the experience, and he was up against experienced riders. But you know, number one, he had the condition, he had the form. Number two, tactically, he rode a brilliant race and a deserving one.
Andres Gomez, the tennis player. Antonio Valencia, the footballer, Jefferson Perez, the gold medalist in the Atlanta Walk, and now Richard Carapaz, an Ecuadorian hero. Verona's a real picture as Chad Hager takes his first ever Grand Tour victory. From me, Rob Hatch, and Sean Kelly, we leave you with the news that Richard Carapaz has won the 102nd Giro d'Italia.
This is the breakaway. To those watching on Facebook, YouTube or Twitter, welcome along. What a 3 weeks we have had on the first Grand Tour of the year. Richard Carapaz lifting the never-ending trophy. His legacy will be never-ending in his homeland of Ecuador. The first Ecuadorian to win the Giro d'Italia.
Welcome to the Tour of Romandy. After yesterday's prologue time trial, which was extremely short and punchy, today something a bit rougher. 168.4 kilometres in total. It's the first real stage proper of this great race, which describes itself as a mini Grand Tour. So what's missing today? Well, we shall wait and see. Tratnik and Roglic are the men who locked it out for Slovenia yesterday. Absolutely brilliant. That pair. Tom Bowley closest at hand, with Tony Martin producing a stellar performance, and Geraint Thomas keeping it honest as well. There is EF Education first, flicking out the elbows, just wanting some help here on the chase down. They've done a good job, Brian, kept it all well within range. I think we're going to be teed up here for what could be quite a battling finale. Geraint Thomas just tucked in there, third from the front of the chase here, and indeed, as these guys get absorbed, indeed may take a more principal role. Let's wait and see. Looking back through, can't decide who it might be for Bora Hansgrohe. I suggest that Grosshartner would have a good effort today. It's a terrain that may well suit him. Manny Bookman likewise. They may well have to flip a coin between them, because they're quite similar in terms of their capabilities on a day like this. Still the grind goes on, and some to dust, I'm afraid, and those who have been in the break now find themselves in arrears as Hugh Carthy pushes on again. He's a motor, isn't he?
Well, he's riding well now, and it can only be for Michael Woods, but it's still a sizable group here, and you know, they're just quite happy sitting behind Hugh Carthy for the moment. Stephen Kreuzwig right up there in second place. There must be about 50 riders still left at the front. We've still got a bit to go to be crest. Looking through the numbers now, I can't see one team with any superior advantage. No.
Pat Bevan's here, by the way, for CCC team. He could be a strong finisher. He's had so many crashes this year. But yeah, since the beginning, well, in the Southern Hemisphere, where he went extremely well. But Brambilla is very much tucked in and ready to roll, I believe. And we've got a new breakaway being formed here as we speak. So a trio up front, but as to its consistency, it's Zoidel that's made the bridge here. Now, I suggest this is for Patrick Bevan a little bit later on. Let's wait and see. So Zoidel's there with Manny Bookman and Badilati. Leader's jersey, don't bother looking for it, because Primož Roglic on the penultimate climb really got bitten, I'm afraid. I beg your pardon. Our time trial winner from yesterday, Tratnik. Forgive me, Roglic is still very much in touch.
Hugh Carthy persevering with this. They must be really confident with Michael Woods, but we've already seen a faster rider in this group, and that's Sonny Colbrelli.
Indeed. I guess there's a danger of bringing him up. I think that was Betancourt that was also tucked in there, by the way. This is Manny Bookman, however, and now he's got half a minute. Now, there's a spirited chase going on at the moment. This is no easy task for him to hang out there, but he's doing exactly that.
Well, it's 1 against 1 at the time being. Hugh Carthy against Bookman, and Hugh Carthy's already put in a tremendous amount of work already, so it's no real surprise that this gap is steadily going up. You can see that Geraint Thomas was starting to talk into his radio. I don't think many teams will want to give Bookman 30 seconds today, plus you've got the 10 seconds at the finish.
It could be a hugely dramatic end to today. So many different options And here we are, starting to show their hand. Francis Dejeau pick it up, just tucking in on the back wheel here of Geraint Thomas, who decides to go. Now, this is from distance. You know his capabilities on all terrain, and indeed a decent time trialist as well. This could be a good move.
It is. That's why he was talking so much on the radio. It's maybe a little bit worried about Bokman, and he's decided to test his legs out. He's got Godot with him, and you can just see that he's starting to grimace a little bit. Stephen Kreuzwick, a bit of a kind of diesel, just sitting tempo behind, but yeah, it's looking good. And nice to see the Tour de France champion of last year testing his legs here.
Yeah, Woods just tucked in as well.
Here he goes.
20 seconds time to engage, and this is Michael Woods right now. He's got a decent amount of pace on him if he manages to strip out the sprinters, and that's what's happening right now. He's taken off in the pink, and indeed will be in that, even metaphorically so, at the end of the day. Kreuzweig can't quite stay with him at the moment. He's got a real